Let's go ahead and do it. Free court class. I'm super late. Peace and love, family. Peace, peace, peace. Tap in, tap in. Make sure you share, y'all. Make sure you share. All right, we're going to do this one time just for the night. Tonight only. All right, make sure you share. Make sure you share. Make sure you share. Before you do anything, family, share the live, okay? Share the live so we can get everybody this free court class, okay? Share it. Do me a favor. Now, I'm not muted. I'm not muted. You might need to come back in. All right, yo. So, yeah, the court class is free for everybody. Please share before you do anything, family. Please share. We got to get the word out. All right. It's only going to be free. All right. As this live goes. All right. We could be talking for a while. We could be talking for a short amount of time. All right. But make sure y'all grab this court class. It's free. Just click in the link in my bio. Go ahead and find it. Grab it. All right. Tap in. You got to enroll into my school as well. All right. But after you enroll in the school, you'll have access to my court class. Again, family, my court class is totally free. All right. Before y'all go grab the class, please share. All right. Please share. Do it for me. All right. Do a favor for me. I'm going to do a favor for you. Okay. I'll be able to answer some questions as well. Okay. All right. What is today? Tuesday. All right. Yeah, it's Tuesday. Snow blizzard seems to have ran through. All right. Peace and love to everybody. For everybody that doesn't like me smoking on camera, I feel like I'm able to smoke because I'm giving something free away. All right. So please don't mind us indulging in a little THC. Okay. All right. Peace and love to everybody. Make sure you share. Y'all, sharing is caring. Before you do anything, share this live. All right. Share this live before you do anything. Man, my hand's ashy as hell. Like I've been playing the damn flower. All right. Before you do anything, share the live, family. And we're going to talk, family. All right. All right, hopefully everybody that took my clarity course this past Saturday, all right, we sent y'all codes out. Were y'all able to receive those? Were y'all able to receive those? Make sure you share this. Make sure you share, family. Free court class. My court class is free. All right, my court class is free right now, family. Okay, my court class is free. If you're having trouble with court, if you're having trouble understanding court, okay, so coach did come for that. Okay, cool. All right, if you're having issues with court, if you sent off everything, you like, this not working, I don't know what to do now, grab the court class. The problem is you don't know how to sue. All right, my court class is totally free. Right now, okay, only for this live. All right, only for this live. After I get off this live, it's going back to regular price, family. Again, that court class in the wrong hands, okay? Now, I know a lot of y'all going to start doing mischievous things like trying to grab the class and trying to copy the class and try to go resell it, all right? I don't know if y'all understand or not, but I put curses on all of my classes. I don't know one person that have sold my classes and they have results. So what would you rather have? Would you rather bootleg somebody's classes, or would you rather actually have results? Because people that actually have results don't need to bootleg nothing. Y'all ever notice that? So if y'all ever see my courses in anybody's PDFs or anybody's file that you selling or you're trying to purchase from, I just want you to know, if you know that's not me, why would you purchase from that person? You know what I'm saying? Why would you see, I'm like, it's something about good faith when you buying it from the source, okay? Because again, I have records of everyone that has ever bought a course from me, family. All right, I got everybody's emails, okay? Because again, you got to register to get any of my classes. All right. So if I see that you register and you asking me some type of questions or anything like that, I can help you. All right. But sometimes y'all come and say, I got your class. And I'm like, where you get my class from? Oh, and I'm like, come on, man. Don't say you supported me. All right. So with that being said, my court class is free, family. It is free. Now, who should use this court class? Everybody. All right, everybody should use the court class. No matter which process you're using. No matter if you are utilizing UCCs. No matter if you're utilizing your rights to rescind. What else are some processes out there? Billing error. No matter if you're trying to enforce breach of contract. No matter if you're trying to enforce security fraud, discrimination. All right, this course is for you. All right. For disclaimer, this is not legal advice. It is lawful awareness. This court class is to bring lawful awareness so you can understand what to do when you are controlling your consumer, family. All right. Because to have consumer rights, you have to know how to exercise those consumer rights. All right. For those that don't know who the consumer is not you. All right. The consumer is not the one that's listening to me right now. The consumer is the government name or the business name that you use every time you apply for something dealing with a consumer credit transaction. Meaning, okay, every time you provide your social, every time you showed your ID, okay, you was operating on behalf of the principal. Now, again, I'm going to say it again. Every time you showed your ID, every time you gave a corporation your social, all right, you was operating as the consumer. That's the only time you operate as a consumer. All right, we have to understand the consumer is public. The consumer is public. I hear a lot of people saying, like, we need to just focus on being private. I don't want to operate in the public. Y'all know how many people that have trusts and don't know how to use them, okay? Now, of course, you should have a trust for sure, for protection, okay? But there are so many people that still don't understand the basics of business. It don't matter if you get a trust or not, family. You have to understand the basics of business, accounting. You don't think you're supposed to transfer balances when you operating in a trust? You see what I'm saying? So it's like, it's not about just being all private, yes, but you still got to understand the public. All right, you got to understand the public. It's two sides of the counter. You got the public, you have the private. The problem that I see that a lot of people say, well, I don't want to be public. All right, because they have a fear of commingling. That's when you're operating public and private. Okay, now the classes I teach, all right, literally, okay, shows you a private administrative process. Okay, from that private administrative process, we take it to the public courts. Remember, everything is private, meaning when I'm sending, let's say, for instance, I'm talking to for financial. All right, for financial, and I'm sending out to for financial, I'm sending them my letters. I'm putting them on notice. I'm letting them know, hey, my principal would like to use the principal's interest to cover all debts owed. If they say no, I can send a letter saying, hey, this is not what the principal would like. This is putting the principal in a bad situation financially. All right. So I can say things like that. All that is private. Okay. All that is private. Okay. So when we do public, when we transfer our private administrative process to the public, that's us filing a court case, family. That's us filing a lawsuit. All right, now comment 8 if that makes sense. Comment 9 if that don't make any sense. Yeah, causing a hardship. I can say things. All right, my apologies, family. All right. All right, so yeah, so when we doing our private administrative process, All right, that's us sending our first letter, our second letter, third letter. All right, then we're transferring that after we compile all our evidence. All right, we got our evidence. Now we got our notices. Okay, we got the now for y'all. Ask yourself, what is the evidence like? How do I build this case? You got to remember the very first application that you submitted. You need the application number. If you don't have the application number, cool. If you have a contract, everybody needs their contracts. Everybody on here needs their contracts. Okay, everybody needs their contracts. For y'all that are saying, well, how do I get my contracts? I want people to understand how big of an issue that is. And let's just have accountability right now. Comment 7 if you don't have your contracts right now. I'm going to go ahead and comment 7 because there's some accounts that I have. New accounts that I don't have the contract in my hand. So I'm going to go ahead and comment 7. All right, comment 7 if you do not have your contract right now. All right, and it could be for any account. All right, the only person that shouldn't be comment 7 if you have all your contracts to all your accounts. Okay, now let me ask y'all a question. Do y'all understand how big of an issue is the fact that we don't have our contracts to those accounts? Now I understand why I don't have the contract to that account because I've been procrastinating. It's a new account. All right, I just ain't been on the ball on it. All right, but as far as us as a whole, think about it. Why don't we have our own contracts? If we don't have our own contracts, I know damn well we didn't read the contract. Okay, that means the contract isn't in our possession. All right, that means certain rights aren't in our hands. Okay, so now what do we need to do? We need to go in our emails because so many people, well, how do I get the contract? All right, we need to go to our emails. Whatever email that you have associated with that account, you need to find where the documents are because everybody has sent the documents, fam. We're all sent our disclosures. All right. After you sign a contract, whether it's online, whether it's in person, they always send you an email. You got to find that email. It's the very first email, or it might be the second email that whatever account that you're dealing with, that corporation sent you when you first signed up or when you first signed the contract. Okay, so that's step 1. You got to get your contract before you send out anything, trying to endorse anything. You got to get your contract in your hand. Next step, you got to read your contract, family. You got to read your contract. Imagine listening to me and saying, you go get some classes, but you like, okay, I'm just going to endorse my bill, but you haven't read anything. All right, think about it. Okay, so if we understand this, all right, all right, now that we have the contract in our hands, now that we've read the contracts, and I remember the first time I actually read a contract, family, I remember seeing things like you promised to give us a security interest, you promised to let us withhold your proceeds, and I remember, y'all, I didn't even know what that meant, but I just remember seeing the words, you give us permission to withhold your proceeds. Not even knowing, I didn't even really know what proceeds meant. All right, but when I first seen that sign, like something happened to I felt something. Like I didn't know what it was, but I just kept reading. But I remember I paused when I read that sentence. Like you promise to allow us to withhold your proceeds. And that don't even sound right. That's like me saying you allow me to withhold your paycheck. Like, does that sound right to y'all? Imagine somebody said, hey, you got, somebody just came to you and said, hey, you promised to let me withhold your paycheck. Like, it don't even sound right, do it. So as I'm reading my contract, and I know for a fact all of y'all's contracts say that. All right? And I can't stand when somebody say, well, I don't see it in mine. I don't see it in mine. Like, you're not trying to see it. Okay? You got to really dissect that contract. All right, trust me, it's in there. Somewhere in there it says you promise to Give us the right to withhold your proceeds. You give us a security interest. That right there tells it all. Soon as you see that word, you give us a security interest. What was it? You give us a security interest. So now when we say, hey, I gave you a security interest, y'all know they be like, no, you didn't. I'm like, yeah, I did. It's in my contract. It even says you give us a security interest. That's what it says. You see what I'm saying? Like, comment 8 if you've seen that in your contract. 'Cause I don't want nobody thinking I'm lying or anything like that. Comment 8 if you've seen that in the contract where it said you give us a security interest. Because so many of us don't understand how the security interest is created. We think it's created from the down payment. But it's not. It's not. All right. The security interest is created through the application. You remember that application that you gave? You remember that application that you gave? You remember that application? All right, the application was your business name, meaning your government name. You didn't choose your government name. When you was born, your name was given to you. It was assigned to you. Your mom and dad just didn't know. They just didn't know. All right. So now that you've been assigned that name, all right, now you're granted to go do business on behalf of that name. That's why they say, hey, what's your social? You don't have a social. You control the social that's basically is assigned to a principal that you control as well. All right. So the application is what creates the security interest. That's why the contract says you give us a security interest. All right. So when we giving this security interest, all right, you got to understand we're giving them permission to handle certain duties, because for them to be a account manager, all right, we have to give them certain rights. But the problem is we don't come back and claim those rights. It's almost like you letting your neighbor borrow your broom and you never go back and get it. You never went back and got your broom. You done went so long without asking for your broom back. You done bought another broom. Okay? Does that make sense? Basically, you're letting somebody borrow, all right, your asset without asking for it back. You got to ask for it back. Okay? All right, we control businesses. The business is named the government name that you were given at birth, the baby name. All right? That's why I say, not just me, even tribal members, all right, you have to do an adult name change. All right, y'all ever see when a kid in tribes, they get older, they get their adult name. All right, because imagine walking around with your baby name at the age of 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 25, 18. All right, at the age of 18, we were supposed to do an adult name change. We can still control the baby name. All right. Now, again, I don't want y'all get y'all focused on that. I'm just showing you how you were supposed to separate yourself from the baby name. Basically is what I'm trying to say. All right. All right. So if you separate yourself from the baby name, you can still control the baby name. All right. You are not the baby. You're the baby's representation. You're the baby's representative. You're the baby's agent. Boss baby. Okay. There's a bunch of boss babies around here. All right. So when you understand this, family, like I say, it's not rocket science, but it is going to take time. It is going to take studying. Okay. It is going to take due diligence. It's going to take cutting off folks. All right. Because this information, it is for everybody, but everybody's not going to learn it. I hear a lot of people saying, man, they're not going to let us all learn this. I said, why would they not? No one's stopping us from learning this. Like, we got to stop this whole narrative that somebody's going to stop this and change the system. Man, ain't no damn change in the system. Ain't no system that's changed. It's the same damn documentations. All right. The problem is they're making people actually prove you know what's going on instead of people coming in just copying people, finding templates saying, hey, I know what's going on. I want all my money. First wrong thing you said was, I want my money. It's not your money. It's the principal's money. You got to remember, we're operating on behalf of an estate. We're operating on behalf of principal. It's just like a trust. You're operating on behalf of the trust. It's not your house. That's the trust house. That's not your car. It's the trust car. You're just doing business for the trust. All right. Now, why do I say that the baby name is the trust? I say that's the certificate. That's the very first trust. And then you need to create a living trust. Again, there's other folks out there you can listen to about trust. Again, I'm just giving you to understand the basics. Okay. All right. But that's how you separate yourself. When you create your living trust, that shows you're alive. That's how. Not because you just authenticated a birth certificate. No. All right. And just because you got a trust don't mean you're alive. Now you got to go operate on behalf of the trust. People think just because it's like going to get in a car and not knowing how to drive it. Folks is getting trust, don't even know how to operate them. All right. So, again, my court class is free. Everybody that's tapping in right now, I have a free court class. You might want to grab it. All right. While we're on this live, go out. If here, click on the link in my bio. Go ahead and register. Get that court class, family. The court class is about 6 hours long. It's breaking down the proper way of filing a litigation, lawsuit, all right, in any situation dealing with consumer rights violations. All right. What else? We have a class this weekend in Charlotte, North Carolina. We are sold out. All right. We are sold out for Charlotte, North Carolina. All right. So for the next class that we will have, I have my mentorship in February is kicking off. All right, if you would like to sign up for that, the link is in my bio for that as well. What else we got? That's pretty much it. Then right after Charlotte, I'm going to drop the St. Louis class that we're going to have. This is going to be in end of March. All right, going to St. Louis after Charlotte. Okay, but make sure y'all grab that course. Make sure y'all grab that free court class, because that is definitely something you're going to have to understand when you're moving. Because I don't want none of y'all saying, I did it, it didn't work. Oh, my God, they shut my account down. And it's just like a lot of y'all go listening to these people say, I heard this girl, one girl said he took her class and, she took his class and her account got closed. So, man, them folks ain't know it. Like, y'all, please stop listening to those narratives. Yes, their account got closed down. But why didn't they sue? What you see what I'm saying? Like, please, somebody show me where I ever said you just got to send off an endorsed bill and this going to happen. Somebody, please show me. All right? Show me. I don't know why a lot of folks just assume, okay, I'm just going to send off this one bill. I'm going to send off this. I did what he said. It didn't work. Okay, what do you mean you did what I said? Why aren't you doing what you're reading? Don't do what I say. Do what I'm telling you to read. That's the problem. We're not adults. We're acting like children. Then when somebody asks, well, who told you to do that? Well, he told me to do that. Well, how old are we? Do we got the capacity to contract? Are we adults or are we minors? Come on now. So y'all got to be careful around these people. That's why those type of people never get results. Never. You'll know when a person is on the verge of getting results when they have accountability. When they say things like, man, I've gotten some great information from people. I'm at the point of just reading, studying. I don't need too much more information right now. I got everything I need. I got good information. All right. Not these people that's hopping around. Man, you don't know. All these people don't know what they talking about. You can't talk to them. No, you can't talk to us. Okay. You have to pay to talk to us because we help so many people, family. We help so many people. I know on this platform alone, all right, we have over 100,000 followers, family. We didn't buy any. Okay? Now, yeah, I don't understand how It only be 150 views, but we have 100,000 followers. I don't know. I don't know why. I don't know. Okay, but I know one thing: we're not buying no followers, y'all, because we're not here to be nobody's friends, nobody's footsies, partners, patty cake baker. No, we're here to bring awareness. All right, we're here to bring awareness. Okay, so when you understand what's really going on, all right, you're going to start to read. You're not going to be looking for, okay, damn, let me go find me a group to be a part of. Like, nah, family, you got to be a lone wolf for a little bit. All right, you got to be a lone wolf. You have to. I'm just trying to show you, just so you don't waste no time. A lot of y'all are in groups right now. You've been in groups for years. No results. Has anybody in the group got results? Now, what is results? Because a lot of y'all think removing something off your credit report is results. All right. And I'd be sitting back, relaxing. I sometimes I say things, sometimes I don't. But today we're going to say something about that. All right. Why are y'all trying to remove stuff off your credit report, not knowing that those credits are due to your principal? Why aren't you coming forth or going to the corporation that's reporting it charged off or not paid? Okay. That's why this process comes in handy. All right. You're not going to be credit repairing. You're going to be credit enforcing. Two totally different things, family. Two totally different things, family. Now, again, I know some of you are going to be telling yourself, well, I just need to get these two things removed so I get my credit on, so I get this car. You don't got to do all that to get a car. You don't got to do all that to get a house. You don't. All right? And I'm not sitting here saying credit people that do credit repair, they understand. It's like they're really trying to help people. You know what I'm saying? So, but I'm just saying it's another level to it. It's no need to remove anything off, because, by the way, that's credit history. That's a history. That's an inquiry. That's a trade line. So imagine us saying, well, I got to remove all my negative trade lines and then put on new trade. Now you got to pull the people that give out CPN. Now you got to pull the people that, hey, I can put you a trade line on. And again, I'm not trying to stop anybody's business. I'm just saying, like, none of that is needed. And if you want to go a little further, insurance is not needed. Because if all of us go right now, if we go to 15 USC 1605, when it talks about the determination of a finance charge, when you go down and it literally tells you all the things that you can roll over in a finance charge, you're supposed to put life insurance in your finance charge. You're supposed to put health insurance, okay, accident, all that, family. Like, we're talking about if you have a car contract, did you know you're supposed to get life insurance with your car contract? Did you know you're supposed to get health insurance premium? We ain't talking about the minimum. We talking about the premium. Okay? So when you understand this, yeah, all bells and whistles. But a lot of us, when we got that contract, they was like, do you want to add insurance? See, we didn't understand. So we were saying like, no, I don't want to add that. Nope, because it's going to make my monthly go up. Not understanding that monthly is a payment to the principal. So it doesn't matter if it's high. We trying to save, because again, we come from a place of uninformed, and it got nothing to do with your skin complexion. One thing I cannot stand is when people say, yeah, you know, black folks, they didn't teach black folks this. They didn't teach nobody this, because this was private information. You supposed to teach this yourself. All right? No, not a lot of, all communities don't know this. All right? All communities don't, just because, you know how many people got high credit scores but don't have the capacity to contract? You know how many people have high credit scores but don't have the capacity to contract? These same people with high credit scores will literally look at you in your face and say, well, my APR rate was low. I got it at a good price. And I'm like, no, you didn't. A low APR rate is not good. You're saving them money. You're saving the corporation that's borrowing from your principal money. That APR rate is owed to your principal. So why would you want a low APR rate? You want the highest possible. Okay, you want the highest possible. And if you don't believe me, just go read 15 USC 1605. The title of that section is determination of a finance charge, because Congress understood that these agents that are supposed to be operating on behalf of consumers do not understand what the finance charge is. All right. When we go to these banks, I guarantee you, if y'all call y'all's car companies or banks tomorrow and say, hey, what is the APR rate? They're going to be like, yeah, that's the money that's due. That's the interest that's owed after all is said and done. Okay. Now the question needs to be, okay, who is it due to? You know what they're going to say? They're going to be like, oh, it's due to us. And I'm like, oh, wait a minute. But I thought banks were borrowers. They're going to say, no, sir, we're not borrowers. Well, it says here in 12 USC 1431, powers and duties of the banks, is to borrow. They're borrowers. If there's two parties, there can't be two borrowers, right? Right. So if it says the banks are the borrowers in the Banking Act, and if I'm doing business with a bank, meaning I'm not doing business directly, I'm utilizing my principal's interests or my principal's assets, my principal must be the lender. Because the contract specifically says you give us the security interest. That's what the bank said. The bank said, principal, you give us a security interest. How can a borrower give interest? You see what I'm doing? How can a borrower be the one to give a security interest? All right, you got to see the words, so you got to understand. That's why I say, y'all, you're not going to learn this in one night. You're not going to learn this in 2 days. You're not going to learn this in a month. Okay, we've been on this journey for quite some time. All right. All right, we've been on this journey for quite some time, but you got to understand the articulation. You got to get your negotiation skills down packed. Okay, you got to get your negotiation skills up, shall I say. All right, that's where a lot of us are failing in negotiation. Some of us are even too scared to even be told no. We're like, I'm scared. I don't want to say anything off, and they say no. All right, so it's like, come on, man. Yeah, we're adults. Adults should not be scared of being told no in business. Children are scared to be told no. That's why children lie. Right? That's why children hide things behind their backs. Okay? That's why children sneak around. All right? We don't got to do that. Children do things that unnecessary. You ever seen a kid got a plan, but they play their idea to complete the plan is so unnecessary. I'm like, little Jimmy, why would you do all that when you can just go right here, little Jimmy? Think about it. And that's what a lot of us are doing. I get a lot of people say, well, you think I should add an affidavit of I'm like, no, I don't. I need you to do whatever you're reading. That's what I need you to do. All right. That's why I'm telling y'all to read. I seen somebody trying to drag my name and say he don't help nobody. He just tell people to read. I'm like, God damn. God damn. God. And what they say, if you want to hide something from a person, put it in a book. If you want to hide something from a person, put it in a book. Man. All right, so you got to understand, when you see this, when you start reading and you start seeing these words, it's like it's impossible to ignore it. All right, it's impossible to ignore it. When you start really linking these pieces to the puzzle together, then you start to talk to them, then you start seeing your mind put it together. You start hearing it flow, and you start being like, damn, where'd that come from? And then you forget, like, oh, duh, I've been studying. Duh. I've been in the gym, duh. Where all my gym rats at? All right, y'all know y'all in the gym and you start seeing progressive people see, like, man, you looking good. You know why you look good. You been in the gym. Yeah, yeah, exactly. Guess where my time spent? I'm in them books. I ain't been chasing vagina. I'm suing crooks. Imagine me getting bullied when I'm the bull. Come on, man. Like, what are we doing? I wish they would say I'm uninformed. Like, it's impossible. All right? It's impossible. All right? That's what I'm trying to tell y'all. Like, your whole confidence is going to be going through the roof. They're going to start saying you're cocky. You just think you're better than everybody. Well, come on, man. Like, tell me somebody else that got their money back through eviction. Tell me somebody that was been able to endorse their rent, endorse their light bill, endorse. Come on, man. It's not a lot of people like that. Yeah, man. It's like, y'all know when you locked in, like, of course, something, it's like you zoned in. All right. I get zoned in when I'm in a competitive mode. All right. When I'm in arbitration, when I'm hearing that the opposing team's legal team saying things like, no judge is ever going to take your side. Man, that enlightens, man, that ignites something in me. Like, what? You think I'm sweet? You know what I'm saying? Like, it ignites something in me. Like, I don't know if a lot of y'all have played team sports or been competitive growing up. I've always been a competitor. I come from a very competitive family. All right. So you got to be able to compete. All right. It literally says in 15 USC 1601. All right. It literally says that these financial institutions are in competition for our credit. Go read it. 15 USC 1601. Okay, 15 USC 1601. It should be congressional findings and determination. All right. All right. And literally, Congress is literally telling us we do not have an awareness of credit. And the lack of awareness of credit shall be the cost thereof. And that's why I came up with the whole lingo, the whole phrase. I came up with it. All right. Because I see people stole it, trying to flip it. The more you know, the less you pay. The less you know, the more you going to pay. Meaning, if you don't know nothing about your contract, all right, what are you going to do? You're going to be paying on top of the contract. You're going to be going to getting a job, paying on your bill that's already prepaid. You already gave a security interest. Now, the problem is we're not coming forth and utilizing the principles, the security interest. All right. Again, it's in your contract. That's why I said you got to get your contract first. See it for yourself. All right. You got to see it for yourself. You got to see those words say you give us a security interest. It literally says that. Highlight that part and then give them a call. All right. Say, hey, I was reading my contract and it says I gave y'all security interest. Well, I would like to go ahead and I don't know if y'all received my power of attorney yet, but I would like to go ahead and see what's the steps I need to take to go ahead and utilize that security interest that I gave prior. Because I see I still have rights to that. Y'all simple, y'all. I'm not saying that's going to get you results right there, but to get the ball rolling, it's simple. All right. Now, you got to understand these codes that I just said. You got to understand the terminologies that I said. You got to understand because you can't go in there on some emotion like, y'all owe me all my money back. Like, no, my friend. You signed the contract. In the contract, it specifically says, please read this before you sign it. And then at the bottom, it says, by signing this, you acknowledge that you have read and you agree to the above terms. So you can't sign something and say, they frauded me. Like, no, my friend, you frauded your principal by acting on behalf of your principal and not even having capacity to contract. All right, so you're the fraud. So I had to tell myself I'm the fraud because I'm the one that put my principal out there butt ass naked, no protection. Okay, I'm the one that's literally threw my principal to the wolves. They out here trafficking my principal. All right, that's what's going on. That's where you get this whole trafficking kids. It's an international child trafficking organization going on. On the public side, you got real children. On the private side, it's the bonds, family. It's the bonds. Okay, they're trafficking minors, minor accounts, getting sent to China, getting sent all around. Family, we getting shopped. Okay. Now, the problem is we have literally added ourselves to these socials by saying, they got us as collateral. No, separate yourself. You are not the collateral. You are not the slave. All right? Like, we keep walking around here saying, that if you still got a social, that means you're a slave. No, man, stop listening to these people, y'all. Stop listening to these people. They are uninformed. They uninformed, family. Anybody telling y'all, man, get rid of your social, you don't want that, man, tell them I said shut up. All right, from the bottom. From the bottom of the soul, okay? Shut up. Tell them you don't know what you're talking about. We have to understand both sides. Imagine telling yourself only operate private. Okay, what happened to the public baby? What happened to the public baby? What happened to the public dues? Because when you read the Federal Reserve Section 16, it says this application shall be receivable by all national member banks, but it's for the purpose of all taxes and public dues, not private dues. Public due. It's a public due. It's already prepaid. Why y'all think all these agencies talking about human trafficking? Yes, the little babies are getting trafficked, all right, but also the big babies are getting trafficked as well. That's what's going on. Trump said it is a national child trafficking ring going on. Quote unquote, I prepay my taxes. Quote unquote, I want to pay the parents to homeschool their kids. Quote unquote. Come on, man. It's right in our face. We keep talking about, man, we need a new system. Like, man, this system was great. This system was great. I don't care what your skin complexion was. Right now, this system is great. I'm seeing the rules and regulations. I'm seeing the benefits. I'm seeing how a person can go from zero to hero, because I was a zero. Now I'm a hero. Some call me a guru, and I'm not a guru. I might pull up in some FUBU for us, by us. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. I ain't no guru at all, family. Just somebody that's read. I took it serious. It's just like somebody went to school. They took it serious. They got the degree. Y'all know how many people dropped out of college? I did. Okay. Y'all know how many people got degrees? They were just able to stick with it. That's it. You just got to stick with this. It's just like riding a bike. Got to have those training wheels, family. You're going to have those days you're going to fall off. You're going to have those days when you, whole bike flip over because you thought the right brake was the back brake, but it was really the front, and you done flip forward. Man, you know how many times I done did that? All right, I know I ain't the only one. All right, but it took time to understand the bike. All right, it took time to understand. All right, just like with this, family, it takes time. All right, you're supposed to be endorsing your bills, accepting your bills on behalf of your principal. You're supposed to be separating yourself, because you're right. You're not supposed to be paying the bill, but we're forgetting that there is another side. Yes, I am not personally supposed to pay the bill. I'm supposed to be utilizing my principal's interest to cover all debts owed to the account. That's what I'm supposed to be doing, family. All right, I'm not supposed to be working. All right, I done worked 60 hours a week. I done worked 84 hours a week before. Okay, knowing that, I learned this information, family, and I already know, man, I can lose every single follower. The internet could go down right now. All right, I'm gonna be fine. Why? Because I know what to do. All right, I know what to do. I'm here to help. All right, I'm here to help. Okay, so again, I have a free court class. If you are listening to me right now, go to the link in my bio right now, family. All right, go register for my free court class. I'm showing you how to break down these violations, family. Again, I'm not giving you legal advice because we don't need the bar. All right, I'm not giving you legal advice because we don't need the bar. This is lawful awareness. All right? This is lawful awareness. Lawful awareness. Nobody can stop you from being aware of the law. Nobody can. Nobody. Spratty Daddy, can I get an apology first? Before I answer that question, can I get an apology first? You know I got good memory. You know I used to sell weed. Can I just get an apology first, and then I'll answer that question? Spratty Daddy, can I get an apology first? Remember, you might not know what I'm talking about. Can I just get an apology first? Because I must not be a scammer if you want me to ask you. Okay, cool. All right, cool. That's all we needed. That's all we needed. Okay, appreciate you. Okay, appreciate you. All right, so let me go and answer your question, man. See, man, that's all we had to do, man. That's all we had to do. All right, I get it. All right, so the question is, when we send changes to the contract in writing, how much pushback can one expect on reclaiming? How much pushback? All the pushback. All right, what 4X say? Off the back, you got to get them all. All right, you got to get them all. You got to get all your phase in, meaning they're going to be pushback. It's always push. I've never got results and didn't go through pushback. All right, it's like gladiator school. All right, it's going to be pushback because I'll show you why. I'll explain why. Because I guess I feel like when I explain it, it kind of like, okay, that's why they're going to give pushback. It's not because they don't want you to get your rights. It's not even because of that. It's because of things have been being done so wrong for so long. Things have been done so wrong for so long that when folks actually that know something comes forth and say, hey, I know I signed the contract, said I'll repay, but I want to change that and go ahead and use my security. You see, those people that's receiving these letters, y'all, they don't even know this. So again, it's not a situation of them not trying to let us get our rights. It's them not understanding, whoa, we've been doing business for 30. How many of y'all done heard this before? Well, we done did business 30 years. I've never heard this before, sir. Are they lying, y'all? Y'all think they're robots and they just, no, they're honest people trying to make an honest dollar, trying to work, trying to get money to pay their bills. All right. They went to orientation. They got debriefed on what their policies of the corporation is. Now, when they get on phone, they have a script. So now when people like us come and say, hey, they're not primed for that. All right. They don't understand that. You know what I'm saying? So the first step would be to read that contract first. This is if you're already in the contract. You want to get that contract first, read it, because that's where the articulation is going to come from. It's not going to come from nothing else. It's not going to come from how much money you paid, how much money they owe. I try to tell people, don't even worry about that yet, because we got to do our work first. We got to focus on the contract. The contract is messed up because of us. We basically agreed to things that if we was in our right mind, we never would agree to. Okay? So, but we can't say, hey, I wasn't in my right mind at the time. Like, we can say that, but we can't then go and say, all right, I want to end everything. Like, no, because now they could hit us with fraud. Because they asked us, y'all remember when they asked us, are you 18 or over? We was like, yeah, I'm 18. Because we didn't even hear what they were saying. We thought they were just talking about 18 years of age. No, they was talking about, remember, there's a public side and a private side. The public side is, are you 18? The private side, do you have capacity to contract or not? All right, so when they ask you, are you 18 or older? 18 or older means code word, are you 18 with the capacity to contract? Because if you say yes, you have just granted us with this application. That's what it is, fam. All right, so our first step is to get the contract. All right, again, you can get that from your emails that you have correspondence with the corporation. If you're not email savvy, you could call them up and say, hey, just for my personal records, I do not have my contract. Is there any way y'all can email me one? All right, they'll email you one. You can print it off. All right, read it. Remember, like, things to highlight is when you see the promises that you made. You're going to be reading those promises. You're like, man, what is this? What in the world? Why did I say I do this? Because you thought you had to do that to get the car, to get the apartment, to get the house. And that's not true. You had choices. We move around here like we don't got a choice. Some of us got a job right now. We feel like we don't got a choice. I get so many people that ask me, well, what am I going to do if I ain't working? I be like, reading. How is reading going to put food on my table? Well, if you read the Food Stamp Act, what are the requirements to get food stamps? What are the food stamps requirements? Can somebody tell me the requirements to get food stamps? I'll give you the cheat code to get free food. Oh, let me correct myself. To get your principal free food. No income. Bingo. Did it say no interest? Did it say no interest? Huh? No, it said no income. So why are you trying to make income? You over there telling yourself, I don't spend $400 and all I did was get a pack of bologna, a pack of chicken, some milk, some cheese, and I'm saying these folks paying $8 and they getting food stamp 300 and four baskets. Yeah. And you had the nerve to say they're spending our taxpayer money. Ain't nobody spending your tax. Man, shut up. You ain't even using your own taxpayer money. Shut up. We don't even got the same estate. Okay? When that person applied for that food stamps or that government assistance, because I bet you hear it all different now. You've just been seeing people use it at a minimum capacity. So who's in a better position? Somebody that has a high credit score and focuses on having low APR rate, or somebody that don't have no jobs living off government assistance? Who is better? Man, that just hit different now. I never asked that before. It hits a little different now, don't it? All them folks you was judging hit a little bit different, don't it? Yeah. Because my thought is now, why the hell would I go get a job when I can get free food? They literally said, if you got people that say, oh, if I don't get a job, I can't put no food on the table. Who done said that this week? If you don't work, you don't eat. Says who? That ain't what the Food Stamp Act says. This ain't the 30s. This ain't Flintstones. This ain't Bedrock. Okay? This ain't the 30s. Y'all think we working y'all think we still working with stones. We still working with coal and stuff. Getting paid 2 cents an hour. No, come on, family. What are we doing? Folks are still regurgitating that old mumbo jumbo. If I don't work, I work so I can put food on the table. I'll just be like, shut up. Okay, that's not true. That's not true. It never was true. All right? It never was true. I know it wasn't true after 1933. I know for a fact, especially not after 1936. All right? That literally stopped many. People were supposed to end that whole phrase of saying, I got to work to put food on the table. That was supposed to end in 1936. You know how many people are still working to put food on the table? These folks is these folks are living in the 1800s. They were operating off an old operating system. It's like the damn iPhone 16. Now they got an iPhone 2. Trying to upgrade. Then got the nerve to say, I'm old school. I met somebody that was 31. They was like, well, I'm old school. I'm like, what do you mean you old school? What does that mean? What does that mean? Yeah, what does that mean? All right, so when we understand this, these laws have been out. If you want free food, okay, food stamps, remember, it's free to you. All right, it's for your principal. Your principal paid for. Because you got to fill out food stamp. They ask you for your social. They ask you for your government name, right? Then they ask how many descendants Or how many kids does the government name have? Y'all remember when anybody that took class with me, y'all remember what's going on with the power of attorney? When it said, if the principal has any obligations, meaning child support, meaning not a child support system, meaning there's money for child space support, food stamps, school. For you to enroll your kid in school, you had to give them your what? If your child had a social, you had to give them what? You done paid twice for one school account. You see how far we are, family? Y'all see how far we is? All right, and that's why I'm here to bring awareness, family. But we need way more than just the collective right here. All right, that's why it's imperative that you go read this stuff. I have a free court class right now. Go click on the link in the bio, grab my free court class. Now, what's in that court class? It shows you basically what to do when you find violations. All right, and you got to remember, there's not a violation until we try to make it right. Let me say that again. There aren't any violations until we try to make it right. Now, what do I mean by that? Meaning, right now, if you just your first time hearing me talk right now, first time hearing this information, I'm here to let you know there's nothing wrong with your account. Why? Now, why do I say that? Because you're the one that signed it. What's wrong with it? Unless you can point out the problem, there's nothing wrong. That's what they're going to say. Like, well, you signed it. And so many people can't get around that. All they say is, well, you signed the contracts and we don't want to change it. And if they tell me that, I'm like, well, my principal said that he wants to change it. Who the hell are you? Account manager? You see what I'm saying? You got to know how to put them in their place, fam, because, of course, they going to act like the owners of the account. And that's why we have to put them in their place and say, well, aren't y'all the managers of the account? All right? Don't I control the owner? All right? Saying those things put things in perspective as well, especially when you're talking to them, because they'll act like, well, we don't want to change the contract. All right? But if I say things like, well, the current contract is putting the principal in a hardship, so now what? And we have a resolution that'll be sufficient for both parties. Now what? You have to allow me to exercise my right to be heard as a consumer. All right. Shout outs to John F. Kennedy, 1962, passing those Consumer Bill of Rights. In those Bill of Rights, we got the right to redress. You see what I'm saying? Like, it's so many benefits of reading the law, family. Okay, it's no benefit in working. It's no benefit of trying to be Mr. Big Guy and work 80 hours a week, work 2, 3, 4 jobs. Say I'm all about the money. Y'all, that don't sound cool no more. Okay? That just sounds like a person that's all over the place. It used to be me too. I was like, I'm all about the money. Well, the money yet, that's where I'm at. That's not me anymore. All right? Because when you read this information, damn, I only got to worry about making money no more. Damn, I never said that before. I only got to worry about making money no more. All right, I can literally live off of my principal. Like, literally, imagine how much time you spend getting ready for work, going to work, anticipating work, thinking about what you're going to do with the money from work. You know what I'm saying? It's so many unnecessary thoughts. Okay? So, just the key points, I see somebody say that's why John F. Kennedy and Martin Luther King died. Now, those are two specific dates that was very monumental for consumer rights. In 1962, the Bill of Rights was passed, in which gave the consumers rights to be heard, rights to safety, rights to redress, rights to be safe, all right, in a contract. That's what they was talking about. All right. Martin Luther King died in 1968, and that's when Truth in Lending dropped. Y'all remember when I told y'all to go look up 15 USC 1605? So Title 15 is Truth in Lending Act. The Truth in Lending Act was passed in 1968, the same year Martin Luther King was assassinated. All right, so you got to understand, like, I don't think none of this was about white or black. All right, it was all about there is I would say a secret party, a private party that do not want consumers to learn this, and I don't think it's the government at all. All right, I think a lot of times we blame a lot of things on the government. I used to do the same thing, like the government need to do something. Like, no, we need to do something. This is our country. All right, we're the ones that hire the government. The government is us. Do y'all understand? We're the governing. We're the governing body. All right. When you read the Constitution, it literally starts off with "We the people." We the people of the United States. Okay, we the people. So all of us individually are agents, and we're acting on behalf of our person. All right, to understand what a person is, you want to go to 15 USC 1602, where they break down the definitions. All right, 1602, they break down the definition of what a person is. In truth in lending, a person is a natural person first or an organization, meaning to be able to operate an organization, there must be a natural person somewhere, because the natural person is the agent. Even when you're doing business with Bank of America or Wells Fargo or any of these financial institutions, they have agents. They have agents. All right, registered agents. All right, you remember when you had to register your business, you had to identify a registered agent, right or wrong. Okay, because to be able to do business, there must be a registered agent. So who's the registered agent for your government name? All right, the quicker a person understands, it's not rocket science. All right, and I know that's easier said than done. All right, I've been in this for 5 years. All right, it's easier said than done, but the quicker you cut off the fat, cut off all the unnecessary things that's not right in front of what you're reading, all right, the quicker you're going to get from A to B, from B to C, C to D, so on and so on, all the way to Z. Okay, because that's what we're trying to do, fam. We're trying to push forward. We're not really trying to get hung up on how am I supposed to write my name? Where do my name go? How much do I be off the page? 60 degrees latitude, 40 degrees longitude. It can't be bigger than a quarter. Come on, man. Like, come on. All right. I'm not saying don't do that, but I'm just saying, like, it's certain things I ain't saying none of that. Okay. Claim the damn interest on behalf of the principal and let's go. Like, we don't need all that other stuff, because what if I'm in the jungle somewhere? All right, I'm in the jungle. I got some leaves and I got, I see some ink or something I can make ink. I see a bird. I kill the bird, take the feather. I got some ink, and like, we've all got all that other stuff. And all I got is some leaves that I can write on. And the only thing I can say is, hey, I'm coming here on behalf of the principal. The principal want to get me up out of here. You see what I'm saying? So I'm not here to make it difficult for y'all. And a lot of people come to me and say, well, I've heard we're supposed to add this affidavit. I'm like, yo, well, I didn't do that. Okay. So, I mean, if that's what you want to do, go back to them and ask them exactly what they did. But I'm not here to give y'all a bunch of paperwork to send in, family. It's not. All right. Our tender of payment is the same damn letter the first time, the second time, the third time. Okay, we just know it's not, because I started thinking about, why do I need to keep changing my letters to say the same thing? All right, because I looked at all this like, it really analogies. I need y'all to do that as well. Start really comparing this to your life. All right, I have multiple kids. All right, because I have multiple accounts. So if I need my kids to clean up, am I going to say it in a different way? Hey, I need that toy picked up. Like, no, hey, I need that toy picked up. I'm going to say it a second time. Hey, I need that toy picked up. Third time, be a little bit more. Hey, I need that toy picked up. But it's the same message. So, but when we send our letters to these corporations, y'all got to remember, there are children. There are account managers. We hired them. They didn't hire us. We went to them and said, hey, I like your corporation. Here you go. We invested in them. We're the reason why they're alive. We'll be alive without them. And when you understand that, it's way easier to, like, you don't got to look at them like no big bullies. They're just somebody that's in the way. They're some great account managers. Okay, that's what I will say about these banks. They're the best account managers you can ever have because they ain't gonna let nobody get in there. All right, they'll shut it down before anything. Okay, now granted they be using on them, but I'm just talking about from outside sources. All right, it's shut down from either from them or to the registered owner. Okay, they're some of the best account managers. Now we have to be able to protect our account the way these banks are protecting the account from us. All right, because you got to remember, we doing it on behalf of the principal, right? We doing it on behalf of our estate. Okay, so we got to be as focused on security for the account as they are focused on security for the account. We all know they're like, it's for the safety of the security. Like, yo, I'm here, I'm doing my job too. We're trying to have safety and security. We on the same page. Everything for the benefit of the principal, though. It's not for the benefit of the banks. It's not for the benefit of the landlord. It's the benefit of the principal. And if I'm the agent for the principal and I say the principal say that the principal is unsatisfied, the principal is not happy, the principal is in hardship, the principal would rather use the interest rather than using its agent's personal income. You see what I'm saying? Because this is affecting the agent. If I'm affected, I can't properly benefit the principal. That's what I'm saying. All right. So imagine being on the other side of being the attorney, you hearing this. What is your rebuttal to that? What's your rebuttal to it? Oh, I think you're misinterpreting the law. You know how many times I done heard that? Y'all are going to hear that. Oh, I think you're misinterpreting that. But how am I misinterpreting something? And I just asked you, did you read it? And you said no. So how can you tell me I'm misinterpreting something that you haven't even laid your eyes on? All right. How do we beat ego? Because that's all we're going against. We're going against egos. All right. How do we beat ego? You beat ego with information, family. You beat ego with articulation. All right. Meaning all that humble. Okay, listen. The account, we want to do it like this. If we have to escalate it, we can. I'm not here to, tell you how to do your job, because if I got to tell you how to do the job, that's a problem anyway. Okay, so we can come to a meeting of the mind. The principal would like to use the principal's interest to cover all debts owed, seeing that the contract states that there was a security interest that was given to the corporation. All right, so the principal would like to come forth and reclaim that interest and be able to use it to go ahead and set off all debts, all right, to cover all debts as well. So, we can all go home and have dinner with our family. We making do it again, re-sign a new contract. All right, that's the mindset, family. All right, now, have I ever heard anybody besides myself say it like that? Man, hell no. All right, first and foremost, because I don't listen to people. All right, I don't need to listen to people. All right, I grafted that understanding by reading contract law, by reading the Bill of Exchange law, by reading the Federal Reserve Section 16. Okay, by being in the field, by being told no, by being frustrated, by thinking like, man, I'm doing everything right. What am I doing wrong? And then saying like, oh, damn, I wasn't doing that. All right, because we always feel like we did everything, and I'm here to let you know, if you don't got results, you have not did everything. And most people that say I did everything has never sued before. So I'm here to bust everybody's bubble that said I did everything. For everybody that y'all hear that say I tried, it didn't work, just ask them, well, did you sue? Watch how fast they say, well, nah, because they didn't teach me how to sue. Come on. All right, come on. All right. So with that being said, fam, remember, my court class is free. Grab it right now, because after tonight, it is going back to regular price. All right. Because that's not something to play with. All right. To be honest with you, a beginner having that course is cool. But, the worst thing you can do is try to take that course and just try to go sue. Oh, my God. A lot of y'all about to get countersued. A lot of y'all about to get hit with breach of contracts. A lot of y'all about to get hit with frivolous filings. A lot of y'all man, again, that course is for those that have already done their private administrative process. All right. No matter which process it has been, that's for that person. Okay. Now, for those that are a beginner and you grab the course, move with precaution, okay? Don't bite off more than you can chew. I do believe the best teacher is experience. Sometimes you got to fall flat on your face just to be able to realize what exactly is going on, all right? But with that being said, yeah, that's what happened to a lot. Not even a few. A lot of folks went through that. Yeah, as long as you sign up, you register, you'll have access to my school. So every time you go see the class, you know you go into your portal. It's going you should have your core class right there. I've been studying your class. My question is, can we also use the contract as the security just as well as this application? Oh yeah, of course, because from the application creates the contract. All right, yeah, the application is what creates the contract. Cause you can't have a contract without applying. And they say things like, well, we're gonna do a soft pull. Family, they ran your credit card. All right, your credit card is your social. That social belongs to your principal, but you're the registered agent. You was assigned at a baby. They gave you a social security card. When you turned 18, you were supposed to start doing your own business. All right, meaning applying, being able to understand what's your social number, what's your date of birth. Okay, because that's when your public figure was created. Remember, the live baby is the private. All right, the corporation is the public. Okay. With that being said, family, that's what it is. We have I'm using the Chevron document. Okay. Yeah, that's what it is, family. We will have another raffle. I'm going to do another clarity course as well because a lot of people missed my clarity course that we did this past Saturday. The clarity course is what we was able to show some templates. I'm showing y'all templates in my clarity course. All right, template showing you what the tenor of payment look like. What does the power of attorney look like? What does the cover letter for the power of attorney look like? Because you got to have a power of attorney on file to be able to operate on behalf of the principal. I'm going to say it again. You have to have a power of attorney on file to be able to operate for the principal. All right, so y'all, I don't know if y'all was listening earlier when I was saying things like you got to use the principal's interest, but you can't do that if you don't have a power of attorney on file. Okay, now if that makes sense, comment 8. If that doesn't make any sense, comment 7. Okay. How do you get the top food stamps? Well, did you basically, let's say somebody goes in and applies for a car for $100,000. All right. And let's say they go in and they say, well, you didn't get approved for 100,000, but we got you approved for 50,000. That happens a lot, right? The same thing happens in food stamps. When a person applies and they say, well, we're going to give you this amount. All right, as an adult, you have the right to say, well, this amount is not enough. My principal can't eat on that. My principal says this isn't enough. My principal will like to get the maximum benefits that's available to it. All right, because you got to start saying things like that or bringing that up. Because again, some of us, I know some people that got like $40 for food stamps a month, and they're like, what am I supposed to do with that? I'm like, why are you telling me? Why aren't you telling them? That's what kids do. You know, they get a little piece run off. Man, why mama want to give me this little piece? Why you didn't tell mama? Tell mama you want a bigger piece. You see what I'm saying? If you know it's not enough, let them know. You got approved for a $300 credit card. What the hell you gonna do with that? Tell them it wasn't enough. That my principal can't do anything with $300 a month. What? The principal has multiple children. What the hell is going to do with $300 a month? You see what I'm saying? Like, you have to speak up like, hey, I'm utilizing the government benefits here. My principal is due, and that's why that power of attorney is so important, family. No, the 2848, if y'all got to stop doing that, y'all. Y'all got to stop doing that. All right? And I truly believe, no offense, y'all that be dropping these document numbers, there's no way y'all have results. No offense. Again, we're all family here. All right? But one thing I cannot stand when people just drop documents. It's like with no details behind it. The 2848 has nothing to do with none of this. And there's so many people that don't understand the 2848. The 2848, if you read the document, it says that is an IRS document. Okay? We got to stop doing that, y'all. I have said nothing about a 2848. We ain't said nothing about the IRS. We haven't even brung the IRS in of nothing we've talked about, have we? Now, that is a route, but so many people mess up the tax side of things because a lot of you people have not been taught correctly about the tax forms. Why? Because you haven't read them for yourself. That's why. That's why. You said a 2848 can only be used under trust. Is that what the document says? Is that what it says? I don't think that's what it says. I don't think that's what it says. Okay? That's why I try to tell people, hey, go read the instructions, family. It literally takes no more than 10 minutes to read these documents. That's why I'll be so surprised how many people are actually, because I remember me being a person saying, oh my gosh, I got to do this. And it's like when I actually started reading, it eliminated so much hearsay. It eliminated so much hearsay. Man. Okay, so again, the trust is definitely what you folks need to be focused on as well. You need to understand how a trust is set up, how a trust is ran. A lot of people ask me, what's the best trust to get? Y'all, it's not like a car, okay? Like which car got the best miles? Which trust gonna have the best miles for me? Which trust got the best engine? Come on, y'all, it's not. That's not. Trust is whatever it is. It's going to be fun. All of them are great. All right. Do you want an irrevocable? Do you want a revocable? But my thing is, it's so easy to go on YouTube, type in what is irrevocable trust? What is an irrevocable trust? What is a living trust? What is like you see what I'm saying? It's so easy to get to the answers, but a lot of times we'd rather just not go find it and wait for it to kind of get said. It's like right now we all can go online right now and type in what is a revocable trust? What is an irrevocable? Or better yet, we can ask, what's the best trust to have? Every single website is not going to say this is the best trust. It's going to say, well, that depends on what you're trying to do. But so many people don't even know what they're trying to do because they just hear the word trust like, oh, I need a trust. Oh, I need a trust. They said I need a trust. Okay, why are you getting the trust? To do what? Protect assets, right? Okay, so now you need to figure out what trust you want best to protect your assets. You can't ask somebody, hey, what you did? What kind of trust you got? You know what I'm saying? Like, you could go get one of each. Just name them different one. I got an irrevocable, I got a revocable, you know what I'm saying? But just be able to understand, like, okay, let me lay them all out. Okay, what am I going to use this for? Because these are all different entities. Just like me starting 5 businesses, each one is going to have its own EIN, meaning it's its own person. I could trade with 2 of them. I could have one borrow for the other one. I could have one fund the other one. Now, we're talking too deep right now, okay? All right, this is where things get little, okay, we got to stay away from talks like that, all right? Because that's private information. That's why we try to stay public, all right? Just stay public information, public knowledge. I don't want y'all to think I'm a gatekeeper, but it just, I want this information to be able to spread without it being cut off, if that makes sense, okay? Certain things you can say, certain things you can't say. All right, due to the fact we have a responsibility. All right, I don't want y'all to think, oh, I'm about to go. You know what I'm saying? Now you're getting hit with frivolous violence. All right, and then, yeah, we don't want that. So focus on the foundation, focus on the basics. All right, find out what kind of trust that's conducive for you. All right, irrevocable is a trust. Whatever trust you have, you still gotta know how to transfer balances. Okay, you still gotta know how to transfer balance. I don't know who telling y'all, as long as you gotta trust, everything is just free. You don't gotta do no work because the trust do everything. Who do y'all think is controlling the trust? You are. Meaning you gotta focus on the trust. Meaning you gotta be the trustee for the trust. Meaning you gotta handle the paperwork for the trust. It's no different than you handling the paperwork for your all caps name. It's the same thing. That's why I be trying to tell folks, like, I had somebody tell me, I don't want to learn that. I just want to learn trust. If you don't learn this, you learning this is going to make learning trust even easier. Because all you're doing is transferring this to the trust. The trust is just like a big ass condom. It's for protection. That's it. It's a protection device. It's a protection store. It's just a warehouse. That's it. Not saying it's nothing. It's something, but I don't want folks to think it's like, oh, as long as I got that, I don't need. Like, no, now you need to understand how to control it. Yes, own nothing, control everything. Meaning you control everything. You got to know how to control it. If you don't know how to control it, what are you doing? It's out of control. That's why y'all see so many people with trust. It's people, and again, no offense, but so many folks is like this. They have all this stuff set up and then still don't have no results. They can tell you, I got this authenticated, I got my trust, I got this set up. And you're like, okay, well, how do you pay your bills? Well, I'm still trying to, what? Like, so you got all this stuff set up, but you don't know the basics of what's going on. Meaning you done got fresh to death. You done put on a clean suit, or you done put on a beautiful dress, but you stink. You stink. You stink. You fresh as hell. Walking towards, we were like, damn, you fresh. When you walk by, yo after air stinks. That's what these folks look like. They stink. Straight up. Every time I remember when I didn't have no trust. It was people that had way more stuff set up me, but I had results. They was like, did you do this? I know you did this. And I'm like, nah, I didn't do that. It's like, you didn't do this either? I'm like, nah, I didn't do that either. I thought we had to do this. I'm like, well, okay, funky. All right. You clean, fresh to death. You fresh, but you stink. All right. Yeah, you got everything lined up, but you stink. So who cares? You know, who cares? You look good from afar, but when we get close up on you, yeah. All right. So imagine us going to court saying, I gotta trust. Man, we just stank. Stanking up the court. Y'all remember on SpongeBob when the funky smell come, y'all see the green stain, me be like, you know how the boats. I used to do that to people in high school when they brush stink. I'm like, hey, that's the funky smell. Man, for sure. For sure. All right, for sure, y'all. All right, so again, you want to look good, you play good, be fresh, you are fresh, okay? That's why I say learn the foundation of banking, all right? Yes, trust is very important. Very. Very. So those people that saying, man, don't learn that, you need to learn trust, they're right about learning trust, but them saying don't learn principal balance, it almost want me to ask them, hey, how do you pay your rent? How do you pay your light bill? And that's why a lot of folks don't like me, y'all. Because I remember 2 years ago, I had everybody go back to their teacher and ask them, how do you pay your rent? And that's when a lot of teachers started talking about me. All right, because I done made everybody start asking the right questions. Because again, y'all wasn't asking y'all teachers the right questions. Y'all wouldn't ask him. Y'all just go, oh my gosh, he's right. Oh my gosh. Ask him how he pay his rent. Ask her how she pay her rent. Ask her how she pay her mortgage. How he pay his mortgage. Just because you got to trust means nothing. Yeah, y'all be saying, yeah, you can't pay for anything. Yeah, okay. How do you perform? Let's change the word up because y'all always try to, well, you can't technically pay for anything. Well, how do you perform? How do you perform? Because there's a performance that's due. Okay? Ask a better question. Ask them, how do you perform your rent? Because they'll say, well, technically, HJR 192 says we can't technically pay for anything. Like, yeah. But what about the performance? Yeah, we're not supposed to pay personally, but we're supposed to perform for the principal. That's how you get around that, y'all. Because I know a lot of them trust gurus are telling y'all that. Saying, well, you can't pay for anything, so I don't pay for nothing. Okay, so what's the process? What do I do with my light bill? How do I transfer my light bill and put it in my trust name? How do I put all my bills under my trust? Okay, it's about asking the right question. All right, now there's a lot of great trust people out here. Okay, but it's watered down as well. Just like, this information, you got so many people teaching this information that don't have no results. They don't have no students. If I was a beginner jumped in right now, like, why would I follow somebody that just sounds good? I need to go see, like, they got students. Okay. Okay. All right. Come on. Y'all be listening to folks that don't have no nothing. Yeah, you should file a POA. You should file a power of attorney with every single account that you have. Yep, all caps is the taxpayer, correct. Yep. And that's why I try to tell folks I'm trying to create readers. I'm not trying to create followers at all, y'all. I'm trying to create readers. I'm trying to create readers because readers a lot of times turn into leaders. Now, all readers aren't leaders, but all leaders read, okay? Again, all readers aren't leaders, but all true leaders read. Okay, for sure. Business, even business bills, correct. You seen Trump prepay his taxes as well. All right, Trump discharges his his debts with UCCs. Yeah, for sure. All right, so knowing that, I would like to say we have a president in office that's here for the folks that are informed. If you're not informed, if you're still living under a rock, it's not like you're not going to go through nothing that you ain't been through before. It's just some of us that's seeing what's going on. We understand what life we want to live. All right, from here on out, we're going to use our rights, family. All right, we're not using our personal income. We're using our rights, all right, every time. And it's a beautiful thing, too, family. You feel so powerful. You don't got to worry about getting pulled over, worry about tickets because you know how to handle the tickets. You don't got to worry about having certain things in your car smelling a certain way, okay, because nonviolent crime is not a crime. And, we got the right to travel and, yeah, y'all, it's a lot of things, family. Like, man, I'm not gonna say we're untouchable, but in the economy world, in the consumer credit transaction world, family, we are gold. All right, we are gold. And I hope y'all, before I go, grab that contract, that court class before I go, family. After tonight, it's going back to regular price. Okay, so grab it, take your time. If you have other courses from mine, make sure you really get the understanding. Make sure you read, family. It's not about just putting things together and be ready to send off. If you don't understand the court process, please don't send anything off. It's not like a lot of y'all send things off and think I'm gonna go ahead and start it now. Like, you're going to hit a wall that's going to basically take up way more time than it would have if you didn't start and actually learn the full process. The full process is reading the contract, reaching out to the company, letting them know that you want to change the things in the contract by using principal's interest. If that doesn't work, you want to escalate it. From escalation, you want to go from there to the court. Okay, so I'll put this live back up so y'all can hear that again. Again, it starts with you getting the application, reading it, understanding it, reaching out to the corporation, letting them know that you want to utilize the security interest on behalf of the principal by way of power of attorney. After that, if they keep saying no, you want to escalate it. After escalation, they're going to get, it may be arbitration. You can request arbitration. Arbitration is where you meet with the corporation over the dispute. You meet with the legal team on a Zoom call. You tell them what you're having issues with. They either say they agree or don't agree. If y'all don't come to a deal, it's no deal. If y'all come to a deal, it's a deal. Most time or not, you're not going to come to a deal because they want to see what are you going to do if they don't abide by what you're trying to do. And from arbitration, a lot of people are giving y'all false information, telling you if you go through arbitration, you can't sue. That's false. If you go read the American Arbitration of Association.com, that's AAA.com. If you go to their main website, that's arbitration's main website. If you go read it, it specifically tells you if you go through arbitration as an individual and you do not get the ruling that you want, you can still go to court. The only thing is you cannot be a part of a class action lawsuit. That's the only thing. All right. And I don't give a damn about a class action lawsuit because I know how to sue as an individual. All right. So again, finding the contract, reading the contract, understanding the things that you want to be able to exercise in the contract, reaching out to the corporation, letting them know that you want to utilize the principal's interest on behalf of the principal by way of a power of attorney. After that, if they say no, you want to escalate it to arbitration. If things in arbitration don't go as planned, you want to take that to court. All right, that's the process, family. All right, no stopping. This is basically straight through. All right, by the time you get to court, now the judge is now going to hear your case. Hopefully you've been recording everything, meaning making copies of all documents. All right, meaning making copies of all correspondence. So now when you get to court, you can show them everything you had. You can show how you tried to make this right. And it was them that was not doing their job, which is breach of fiduciary duties. Again, it's not legal advice, lawful awareness, family. All right, but when you get this understanding, family, you're going to see so many doors in your life open up. You're not going to care about working no more. You're not going to care about cash money anymore. All right, so with that being said, y'all, peace and love. All right, hopefully, I can't wait to see y'all this weekend for those that's tapping in with us in Charlotte, North Carolina. All right, I will be sending out the address to everybody that tapped in. I will be sending the address out tomorrow. Please check your spam, okay, your emails. Please check your emails, family. Please don't come all the way to Charlotte and miss the email. All right, we're going to be very busy. We're not going to be able to get to people on Zoom. I mean, not on Zoom, but on here. But we do have an email that you can reach out to. All right, so with that being said, y'all, peace and love. Y'all have a good night. And again, y'all make sure y'all get that class. Peace.